Hello and welcome to Japan Today Spotlight, where we take a closer look at the issues shaping Japan today. I'm Jeff Richards, and in this episode, we have a story that is both infuriating and deeply telling about Japan's media landscape. If a Japanese person or a group wins an international award, they are celebrated and honored here at home. If they don't win, however, their work often disappears from public discussion. This is exactly what's happening right now with 35-year-old journalist and filmmaker Shiori Ito. Her Academy Award-nominated documentary, Box Diaries, exposes Japan's handling of sexual violence. But disturbingly, major Japanese theaters are refusing to screen it. That is, of course, unless she wins the Oscar. And even with that, there is no guarantee. Ito's story began on April 3, 2015, when she met Noriyuki Yamaguchi, a prominent journalist with close ties to then Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, for what she thought was going to be a networking opportunity at an izakaya, or a Japanese-style pub in Tokyo. She later woke up in a hotel room feeling disoriented and with flashbacks suggesting she had been assaulted. Her accusations led to police investigating Yamaguchi and even obtaining an arrest warrant. However, the case was abruptly dropped at the highest levels of law enforcement. This raised some serious concerns about political interference. Ito is widely recognized publicly as the face of Japan's MeToo movement, something she has said, and we need to point this out, that she is very reluctant to be associated with. Her legal battle and public stance against sexual violence has made her a controversial figure in Japan. She has been the target of online hate speech, threats, as well as being verbally abused in public. In 2017, she released her memoir, Black Box, detailing her experiences and the barriers survivors face in seeking justice. Black Box refers to cases considered too sensitive to touch. The book became a crucial turning point in public awareness of sexual violence in Japan. Box Diaries follows Shiori Ito's ongoing fight for justice and exposes Japan's legal and cultural barriers to addressing sexual violence. Despite its critical acclaim and Academy Award nomination, the documentary struggles to secure screenings in Japan due to legal disputes and hesitant distributors. A key issue involves security camera footage and a recorded conversation with a detective. The footage, showing Ito being led through a hotel lobby, was approved for use in her civil lawsuit, but not in the film. Similarly, the detective's remarks were recorded without explicit consent to be used on the film. Ito's former lawyers argue that including the material without permission raises some ethical concerns and could discourage future witnesses from speaking out. This legal entanglement has made Japanese distributors and theaters hesitant to showcase the film, fearing potential legal repercussions. As a result, it remains largely inaccessible to the Japanese public. For those in Japan seeking to view Box Diaries, options, well, currently they're limited. The documentary is available on platforms such as Fubo TV and Paramount Plus with Showtime. However, access to these services may be restricted in Japan due to regional licensing agreements. As of now, there is no official streaming service offering to show the film within Japan. The situation highlights a recurring pattern where works addressing sensitive social issues struggle for recognition here unless validated by international accolades. Now, this kind of selective visibility has happened before. In 2010, The Cove won the Academy Award for Best Documentary on the Taiji dolphin hunt, and what followed was very limited distribution and intimidation from ultra-nationalist right-wing groups. In 2023, longtime Australian resident of Japan and filmmaker Rhian McEvoy had trouble getting professors and single-parent groups to appear on camera or comment in his film, The Ones Left Behind, The Plight of Single Mothers in Japan. And in 2024, Oppenheimer, about the making of the first atomic bomb, won 7 Academy Awards. But it saw limited availability and pushback at first. So the question is, if Box Diaries doesn't win, will Japan pretend it never existed? Whether it's Box Diaries, the Cove, the Johnny Kitagawa scandal, Fuji TV and Masahiro Nakai, uncomfortable truths are ignored until they can no longer be hidden. In a recent interview with Kyoto News, Ito said the reason she made the documentary was because she faced the trauma of being subjected to sexual violence, and she wanted to convey what happened afterward. She said that when the accused was not arrested, and I quote, "I was afraid that I would be swallowed up by a great invisible force. It isn't just my story anymore." She then went on to say, "People in Japan are who I really want to see it the most. It is natural that there will be criticism and debate, but I want people to see it first." Regardless of the film's success at the Academy Awards this year, public discourse and support are crucial in challenging the systemic barriers that suppress such narratives. Advocacy for broader distribution and open discussion can play a pivotal role in ensuring that stories like Ito's reach a wider audience, fostering awareness and potential societal change. If Ito wins, the film will be celebrated and embraced. But if she doesn't, it risks disappearing. Will Japan let audiences decide for themselves, or will the decision to see Box Diaries be made for them? So far, no distributor plans to show the film in cinemas, and this is unlikely to change, even if it wins the Oscar. The best hope is that it will become available on a streaming platform. In the end, it is about justice and Ito's desire to show how sexual violence hurts people and how difficult it is to bring that to the public's attention, rather than just sweeping it under the carpet. That's all for this edition of Japan Today Spotlight. I'm Jeff Richards. Join us next time. Sayonara, folks.